this video, I am using only gear from Canada's largest outdoor company, and I'm taking it on a 3-day backpacking trip in the Canadian Rockies. I have never backpacked in Canada before, so to show me the ropes, both gear-wise and hiking-wise, I am with one of Canada's most popular outdoor YouTubers, Justin Outdoors.
Onward, eh?
So most of the gear that I am using for this trip is from a store called Mountain Equipment Company, which is basically Canada's version of REI. Oh my God, so tiny. This is genius. Good job, Mech. Well done, Canada. Justin, anything that I need to know about backpacking in Canada?
Bears. Elevation gain is kind of crazy sometimes. No trail, straight up a mountain. The weather kind of come and go a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
How you doing there, Miranda?
I'm doing okay. Sounds like fun 3 days. Yeehaw!
Righteous!
Woo! Ah! With that,
Bridge.
bridge. Oh, Canada. Bridge, 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 bridge. Woo! This is my show, gosh darn. So right now we are on the Sunset Pass Trail headed towards Pinto Lake, which is where we are camping for the night. The trip that we are actually doing together is a 3-day trip that covers roughly 23-ish kilometers. So tonight we're camping at Pinto Lake, tomorrow we're camping at Michelle Lakes, and then we'll be heading back towards our endpoint on the 3rd day. We essentially just hit tree line. Jesus. I can try my best Eric/David Attenborough. Let's see. Here in the Canadian wilderness, in the midst of Alberta, in the province. Province?
Yeah.
This province is in the province of Alberta. Misty mountains peak above the pine trees, where sleepy rivers invite meese. Lost it there at the end. Otherwise, it was perfect.
The voice was a solid 8.
Oh, thank you.
The
content?
the dialogue was a 3.
Content, solid 3. Wow, someone out there thinks that about my entire channel, so that's good. I'm gonna talk about all of the Canadian gear that I'm using when we get to camp, but really quickly, while we're hiking, I can give you a quick impression of the pack that I'm using. This pack that I'm using is from Mech. It's called the Sirrus. It is a 40-liter ultralight pack, and there are a couple features about it that are super unique. First of all, it has this running vest style harness system where there's one sternum strap that goes across my sternum and one that goes like, I think it's supposed to go under my boobs, but it's kind of like across them a little bit. Very often when something is designed with this like running vest harness style and is marketed as unisex, I find this basically just like built for traditional cisgender male bodies, which is not me. So I was a little nervous about that, but I've actually found that it's really comfortable. Now the pack itself, I really like, but it is quite small. So I'm not sure if you can really see, but I have quite a good amount of stuff strapped to the outside of the pack, just kind of like dangling off. It basically doesn't have water bottle pockets. It just has these non-stretchy pockets on the side, which you can kind of see right there. So in order to effectively use my water bottles, because I'm not about to be using a reservoir, I am actually using a little system called Hard Side Hydration. It is not Canadian. It is an American brand, but it connects my water bottle to a tube system so I can drink straight from it with, let's see if I can show you, this thing right here. So like a little reservoir. There is one other piece of gear that I want to mention while I'm hiking, and that is my pants. Bam. They're called the Wanderwall pants. At first when I tried these pants on in the Mech store, I was like, these are weird. They're too tight in the thighs. They're not comfortable. But I read some reviews. I wound up sizing up from what I would normally wear. And while the waistband is really big, and I was kind of worried about it like falling down as we were hiking, I actually haven't had that problem at all. So yeah, I am actually really loving these pants. They have a gusseted crotch, which makes them very flexible and comfortable. The material is very lightweight, but super durable. And they're cute. First quick impressions of the pack and the pants. I'm liking them both. I'll give you more thoughts later on, and I'll show you the rest of my gear when we get to camp. Sweet! We have come up about 538 meters of elevation gain. Heads up for everyone in the United States, I will be speaking in kilometers and Celsius for this entire video.
Ooh.
We're switching it up. We're in Canada, so we're going with the local measurements.
Thanks for integrating.
You're so welcome. It hurts me every time I say Celsius. It's like a stripe from the American flag disappears every time I say Celsius. We have essentially popped out on this little ridge, and we're just going to be really gradually climbing until we get within about 4 kilometers of or 2 kilometers actually, of our campsite, and then we'll have another steep climb. And now that we are out from underneath tree coverage, we are starting to feel the gentle rain that I believe has been falling pretty much since this morning. Our weather today looks like it's going to be probably the rainiest, and then tomorrow should be mostly nice.
Hopefully.
We are headed towards Norman Lake, but we're not stopping at Norman Lake. We are camping at Pinto Lake tonight. Onward! Whoa! Oh my gosh. Wow, this is so cool. This meadow that we have come to, which is kind of in this alpine area beneath these rocky peaks, this is very different than the meadows that we get in Washington, where we have these really short grasses and outcroppings of trees and wildflowers. Here it's super dense. You can see all of these shrubs surrounding us. It's really, really dense. And Justin was pointing out that we have three
main shrubs, yeah.
Oh, 3 main shrubs here. One is bog birch, and then we have
Willow.
Willow.
And then we have shrubby cinquefoil down here. The
shrubby
cinquefoil. It has the yellow flowers that you can see there too.
Oh, shrubby cinquefoil.
Yeah.
It's really hard to not actually say like sphincter. Shrubby sphincter.
Shrubby sphincter.
Shrubby
Foil.
Foil. Wow, pretty. Rainer's filming stuff.
I'm filming stuff.
Justin is
Also filming stuff.
straight chilling.
Drinking peanuts.
Drinking peanuts. Who knows, really? All right, we are currently walking through this beautiful little meadow. As promised by Justin, we've had some pretty unpredictable weather. Woo! The weather is definitely unpredictable because of the rain. We're getting a lot of mud, which is what I just slipped in. Anyway, unpredictable weather, check.
Bless you.
Thank you. We have paused for lunch on this little bridge where I'm sitting, and I am eating this enormous baguette with ham and brie cheese for lunch. It is huge, and it was taking up a ton of space in the outside pocket of my pack, so I'm excited to like make my bag a little bit lighter. But I'm also excited because it is so stinking good. I got this from a little local bakery that was right around the corner from where we're staying in Calgary, and it is fantastic. The cafe is called Al Forno. Rainer also got one.
I got one.
Is this trip sponsored by Al Forno?
This trip is sponsored by Al Forno Bakery and Cafe. They sponsored me by allowing me to pay for the sandwich with my own money.
I have a big problem right now. This is relevant, I promise. I don't know where to look because all of it's so pretty, 360 degrees, and every time I'm looking one way, I go, oh, over there too. Oh, I'm like, oh, you know?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's a real problem, Rainer.
I don't know if I'll ever recover.
I don't think you will. I certainly won't from hearing about it. It is really pretty though.
Yep.
Go that way. You got that lone man standing in front of a mountain. You go this way. You got that lone man standing in front of a mountain. Men, everywhere you look, can't get away from them. A Canadian hiking sign. Look at that butt. That's like an outline butt cheek. Nice. We just heard some thunder in the distance, and that is the first real sign of a potential storm that we've heard all day. We have been getting some rain kind of on and off, but mostly it's been fairly dry. We were hoping we could make it to camp before that thunder and therefore rain like moves in over us. We are about to head up to this little ridge. We're gonna kind of go up and over this ridge. That's really where the big threat with thunder and lightning comes in, because you do not want to be up on a ridge if it's lightning. Attempting to move somewhat expediently on towards camp while still getting to enjoy the beautiful views and hopefully not be on the ridge when or if a storm hits. Onward?
Onward, eh?
If you look up ahead, got these really dark storm clouds. We essentially just walked into the rain. So now we have rain and loud, rumbly thunder. What just happened?
Lightning.
We just heard thunder coming from the south. Before it was just coming from the north. So that means we are essentially surrounded by the storm now. And we are nearly above tree line. So not good. We definitely want to try and hike fairly quickly through this section. Ooh, shit, my bear spray. Hopefully make it to the other side of the ridge and get camp set up before it gets too bad. Although frankly, we might have missed that window already. It's already pretty bad. Lightning is when we really start to get worried as you get above tree line, because you are the tallest thing around. Lightning is right, by you. Not even by you, lightning travels really far. You run the risk. You run the risk of getting hit. We are currently in the storm.
We're in the lightning.
We're in the lightning. All right, we're gonna go.
This is some serious weather. It was hailing before.
How you doing there, Miranda?
I'm doing okay.
And I got pretty drenched. I got my camera equipment there, hopefully protected. And I got my little umbrella as well. Yeah, having a whale of time out here. Just trying not to get hit by lightning.
Isn't that cool? There's a big rock pile marking a trail down. There's another one up ahead. So because we just hiked through all this lightning, Justin noticed that this big billowing cloud below us looks moderately smoke-like. So we were pausing to do a sniff test to see if we could smell smoke. There is always a risk of lightning striking a tree, starting a fire. So the good news is, it does not appear to be smoke.
Yeah.
I did kind of wonder when we walked through that sort of like fart cloud smelling thing. I was like, is that smoke? Is that a fire?
Did you fart? No, did you fart?
Yeah, we were both like, who farted? Neither of us farted. It just smelled like farts.
Rare.
Yeah, right, exactly.
One of us is usually farting.
True. All right, on to camp.
Onward.
That's our lake. Woohoo!
Onward.
Downward. We have these beautiful views of the lake where we're camping for the night. And Justin was just pointing out to me that not only can we kind of see our campsite, we can also see where we're headed tomorrow. So we're gonna be camping kind of down there, that first little inlet of the lake. And then tomorrow we're gonna be heading all the way around the lake and then up where you sort of see that, where you can see that first saddle there.
That low spot, yeah.
Yeah, that low spot. We're gonna be heading over that tomorrow. Once we get over that pass, we're gonna then drop down and then we'll have another climb shortly after. That's going to take us up and over a third pass. We have one today, we have two tomorrow, right?
Yep.
And that third pass is going to be the one where we have little to no trail.
Yeah.
All right, shall we, gentlemen? I mean, boys.
Let's do it.
Woo! We've had a really steep down climb, but now we're about a kilometer from the lake, maybe a little bit less. This trail has been really brushy. If you just want to see what we're walking through right now, look at all these downed trees. This whole area is definitely hit with some storms. The trail has been kind of wiped out by these blowdowns. Emerging from the woods come two menfolk. Cute. Oh yeah, my pants are so wet, it's making me have to pee. My cooler cloth is so like soaked from rain that I just stopped to pee, and like using it to dry myself off is basically just like giving myself a little bath. Everything is just extremely damp. So our rain just continues to be on and off, mostly on, which means that I've been wearing this pink Arc'teryx rain jacket basically since we hit the pass. Now, I just learned, or just realized, that Arc'teryx is actually a Canadian brand. So this is a cool opportunity for me to test out this new rain jacket. I will say it is keeping me completely dry and not sweaty at all. The hood is awesome. It comes like really far over my head, so it's mostly keeping my face dry as well. All in all, extremely comfortable in this jacket. Kind of wishing that I brought rain pants.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Oh my God, I just turned to Justin, I was like, hey, when we get to camp? And he was like, we're here.
We're here.
Sure enough, here we are. Wow. Oh, heck yeah. Woo.
No one else here.
Oh my gosh.
Such beautiful weather.
That is some Canadian moose hickey.
What? Moose hickey?
I was gonna say bullshit, but. Welcome to camp! Woo! Let's do this. Let's get tent set up. Let's get dry. The tent I'm using is the Mountain Equipment Company Spark UL one-person tent. My big focus right now is just to get it assembled, get the fly on, and get myself and all my gear inside and dry. Ooh, my pants are falling down. Okay, tent is set up. That was rough. The actual vestibule for this tent is tiny, so I kind of like put my pack in there. My pack is soaked. So I think what I need to do is get into the tent to get my sleeping pad and my sleeping bag and everything kind of set up, which might be a little bit hard to film because it's so small and because it's still just dumping rain. Setting up this tent was pretty rough. It's a hubbed tent, which means that like you have to connect the body of the tent to specific sides of the poles. And when I first put it up, I had the front poles upside down, so I had to like undo them and turn them around. And the main reason that was hard is that because it's wet and it's cold, my hands have gone totally numb. I'm not feeling awesome right now, to be totally honest, but I think that getting all my other stuff set up in the tent and getting a little bit warmer will probably help. Yay, rain. I'm off to find Justin now. Oh my gosh. Our hero. Justin brought a tarp. Savior. Yay! I'm going to have some tea. This is my little teeny tiny cup. That is actually not from a Canadian brand. This is a Finnish brand. It's made in Finland. It's made from plants, but I bought it at a store in Banff. So I'm counting it, and it's cute. But for dinner, I am actually having a Canadian meal that Justin gave me. This is a company called West Coast Kitchen. It is a pasta with pesto, and it has cranberries, feta, Parmesan cheese, fresh spinach, almonds, chickpeas, and then all of those things, but in French. Justin has offered us something called a cheesy, well, appears to be a Cheeto, but somehow different.
Cheesies.
Cool.
So dirty. Are they different than Cheetos?
They're very different.
In what way?
Well, one, I don't like Cheetos. Two, those are great. So that's how they're different. Cheetos are they taste much faker. Those are good.
Junky cheesy.
Ooh, look at that.
That's a good one.
Cheers. It's like a Cheeto grew up. Super salty, cheesy. I love that. Crunchy.
I actually swapped my usual pot lid on my Toast pot for Justin's designed pot lid. This is the Pika lid. I also love that on the bottom of the lid it says "What's cooking? Good looking." They're so cute.
I really want like an orange one or a pink one.
Ooh, yeah, pink.
I don't know if we'll have pink at launch.
Yeah.
I really kind of want to do a special October 3rd release of a pink version.
Because of
Yeah.
your favorite movie.
My favorite movie.
I love that.
If you know, you know.
The stove I'm using is actually a stove from Mech. This is a stove that they make, which is kind of cool. It's just a super simple 3-pronged stove with these little flippy things. This all kind of closes up like that, opens like this. The only thing I don't like about the stove is it does not have a piezo, or piezo as I say. So we had to bring a lighter. I do not like lighting stoves with lighters. What the fuck?
That was smooth.
Why did it only light one side? There it goes. All right. It does appear it's going to take quite a while to boil. Once I do get this water boiling, I'm going to pour about 4 ounces into my little cup for tea. I'm going to put the rest, which is a cup, into my meal. Give me another cheesy. Pleasey, pleasey. Give this a little stir. Oh my God. Oh my God, blue skies! Dry my pants, sunshine. Make me dry. Wow, I'm so glad that it's cleared up a little bit. I mean, do you think we should bring our stuff down here?
Yeah.
This is so pretty.
I think we should.
I'm gonna do it. My food is ready, so I do believe it's time for a taste test. Ooh, it looks so good. Doesn't it look delicious? Mmm. Ooh.
Smells really good. It smells like Italy.
It tastes like Italy. Canadian Italy. Mm. Oh yeah. For this trip, Justin is actually backpacking with all of my favorite backpacking gear, and I am backpacking with all Canadian made gear. And so for dinner, I have this Canadian made brand of food, and Justin actually had my favorite Pinnacle Foods meal, which is a American brand. So kind of fun, a little country swap, if you will.
The creamy Tuscan chicken penne pasta from Pinnacle Foods.
That'll foster some international diplomacy for sure.
This was good. If they want to foster more diplomacy and send some more to Canada, I would not say no.
I'm gonna eat this meal, and then I think I'm actually gonna start making my way towards the tent. I'm actually really excited about the sleep system that I got from Beck. So I will show you what I have tonight, but then I will let you know what I think of it tomorrow morning. Give myself a chance to sleep on it first, literally.
Good one, Dad.
Thanks, son. You said,
That's part.
Cashews.
No more this time.
You started it.
I did not.
So my Canadian dessert are Smarties, not to be confused with American Smarties, which are called rocket ships?
Rockets.
Rockets here in Canada. These Smarties are kind of like M&Ms, I guess. Justin warned me they're not that great. He said they're overrated. And I agree. I think they're not that great.
I'd say they're on par with like American Rockets, which are also not that great.
Not that great.
Yeah.
Good night. After a very long and rainy first day, I'm finally all cozied up in my tent and my sleeping bag and getting ready to go to sleep. I am finally warming up and drying off for the first time in hours. It feels awesome. The sleeping pad that I'm using is the Vectair 4-season UL pad from Mech. It is quite a large, bulky pad, but what it lacks in packability, it makes up for in comfort because it is such a cozy sleeping pad. They call this a 4-season, but the R value on it is only 5.4, which isn't really a 4-season pad in my opinion. But because it's not too cold tonight, I think it's going to keep me nice and cozy. The pillow that I'm using is also from Mech, but right now I have my pillow strap around it. This is the medium-sized deluxe air pillow. This was a recommendation from Justin, and honestly, so far I'm like, yes, this thing is amazing. So very excited about this pillow. And then my sleeping bag is the, I think, Delphinus -9-degree bag, and that is a comfort rating on the bag, not a lower limit. So I'm expecting to be really warm and cozy tonight. For weather like we've had today, so far I'm not loving this tent. The rainfly is made of, I believe, a nylon material, and it sags a ton in the rain, so I keep trying to like tighten it up, which is pretty annoying. This tent also only has one pocket, this one over here. And I'm actually using it for my water bottle so that I can have my water bottle connected to my Heartside Hydration straw and just like easily drink at night. And then there's no like pocket on the top part of the tent. There's nothing over here either. So I actually have my headlamp just like hooked through a loop on the tent instead of like having it in a pocket. So not a ton of storage on the inside of the tent. Saggy rainfly, which is annoying for rain. The peak height of the tent is actually more towards the middle of the tent than the top here, which makes it a little annoying to sort of like get in and out of my sleeping bag. It is also rather small, even for a one-person tent. I don't know if you can tell, but like I've got a wall here and a wall here, and I am not a large human being. So I think if you are a bigger person or a tall person, this tent would for sure feel cramped. But those are kind of my initial thoughts on it, I think. I'm curious what I think when I set it up tomorrow. I am definitely hoping we have better weather tomorrow throughout the entire day and at camp because the rain today was kind of a pain. With that, good night, and I'll see you in the morning. Morning. This sleeping bag and sleeping pad. So cozy. I slept really well. I was a little cold at first, but I tightened this hood all around my head. It was perfect. Alright, let me get up. Right now it's about 6:45 in the morning. Rainer and I are both awake, but Justin's still sleeping. It is insanely foggy this morning. You can just barely make out the trees across the water. It's not raining, but it's just so humid and so damp. I actually hung my pants up to try and get them to dry. They're still like totally soaked from yesterday. And I am trying to pull a weather report right now as well, just kind of see what we're in for the day. The coffee that I'm drinking this morning is from a Canadian brand called Flash Fuel. It's actually a combination of instant coffee and micro ground coffee. You have to like pour it into your mug, let it settle, and then drink it. For breakfast, I actually opted to not bring a hot meal and instead just eat bars. So one of the bars I'm eating is this one, Hornby Organic Oatmeal Raisin Bar, but it's still pretty cold from being in the bear locker last night, so I've got it in my armpit warming up. It smells really good, wow. Oh yeah. Flash Fuel. Those are all of the microgrounds that settled. I do think I prefer instant coffee to this because now I just have something else to clean and dispose of. Does sound like Justin might finally be awake.
Bonne année, mes petits choux.
Well, good morning, man.
Good morning.
How'd you sleep?
I slept really well.
Nice.
Slept like a log wrapped in a blanket.
What? Nice.
Yeah.
In my sleeping bag. In my favorite sleeping bag.
In your favorite sleeping bag.
Not my specific sleeping bag.
Your personal stinky sleeping bag.
Yeah, my personal farted in sleeping bag, just for you. I have to say something about your pot lid.
Yeah.
The twisting, like game changer.
Oh yeah? Nice.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Because I struggled so much the first time to take the lid off, and then this time I just was like, zoop, no problem. And then same with the canister, I was like, zoop, no problem. And then the little lighter. What did you say? Where's my lighter? About the ramps?
Little ramps, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was so easy.
Yeah, that was because of the arthritis that I have. I wasn't able to pull the lighter out, so I'm like, we need to figure this out because, yeah, it was a bit too hard. And
oh my gosh, yeah, it's so easy. I did notice that on the little diagram you have a spoon, not a spork.
Yeah.
Because you've ditched sporks.
We're gonna have a duel. I think that's the only way to solve this.
There's no fighting. Sporks are the best. How dare you? The end. Wow, yeah. Not nearly as cold as I would expect. Ah! From Rainer, completing our little group.
I feel like Frodo without shoes on and a backpack.
Oh my god. Yeah, you guys are very Frodo Samwise right now. Putting on your socks when your shoes are wet. What a terrible thing to do. Meh. Where's the sunshine? So today's hike is going to be significantly more challenging than yesterday's. We have a ton of elevation gain today and a lot of up and down. But we're starting the day with a nice little stroll along Pinto Lake. We're essentially going to skirt around the lake and then begin our climb up to our first pass of the day. Once we get there, we'll drop down again and then climb again until we reach the highest pass on the Great Divide Trail. From there, we'll descend to our campsites at Michelle Lakes. It is thankfully not raining right now. According to my Garmin, it seems like we're actually not gonna have any rain today, though I would be surprised if it didn't rain a single drop. However, we do still have some very, very damp foliage and branches and a lot of blowdowns like this. So we're still managing moisture this morning, for sure. So steep.
All right, onward.
Oh, blue sky. There's a waterfall here. Take a look. We have been very steeply gaining elevation since we turned off from Pinto Lake. Right now we are about, I can't even talk. Right now we are, I think, about a quarter of a way up our first big climb of the day. But I believe we are coming up on a creek. We might even be crossing it. And that's gonna probably be our spot to stop and refill water. It is incredibly humid right now. Oh my gosh! Whoa! That's the first view of mountains we've had all day.
And they're sunny.
Yay! You wanna take a moment to filter water and maybe like eat a little bit?
I'm hungry, yeah.
I'm hungry, yeah. Let's do it.
Hydration and food.
Hydration and food break. Woo! All right. This is one of the annoying features about this bag I was complaining about. These side pockets have zero stretch to them. So to put a bottle in this side pocket, you have to take up space on the interior of the bag. And it's only a 40-liter bag, so 2 liters of water makes this only a 38-liter bag, which is why my tent is strapped to the top. So tiny. Food time. Food time. Time for food. For lunch, I have the extremely un-Canadian, very American Smucker's Uncrustables.
What? What even is that?
Cheers.
Is that just peanut butter?
Tastes like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Not bad. America. In typical Rainer fashion, I am eating an Uncrustable for lunch, and he is eating.
I brought a little Old Bay, got a little spinach wrap here with some tuna, and then here comes the best part.
Ooh, that's the best part.
Fried onions with garlic and pepper, and you just like dump it all over. Now you're eating better than the bears.
That good?
I'm jealous. My garbage bar is not as tasty.
We have gourmet, garbage bar, children's cafeteria. The trail is kind of meandering a little bit now and has been a touch hard to find at times. We just popped out of the trees and we are now at tree line, essentially, making our way up to our first pass of the day. We have about 1.5 kilometers-ish until we get to that first pass. We gotta go along the ridge, then we'll drop down and then almost immediately come straight back up again for our second pass of the day. There is no trail from the lower part after our first pass to get up on top of the second pass. I think we're gonna keep on working our way up. So far, feeling pretty good. Body feels good. I kind of made a few adjustments to the pack with the shoulder straps and the load lifters. That's feeling better. So all in all, a pretty good start to the day.
I feel like you're starting to talk with a bit more of a Canadian accent.
Yeah?
As you're talking about the gear too.
Pull down the load lifters a little. Eh? We're working our way up the pass. Listen, I'm not super at accents, if you didn't know that by now.
It was a good like Minnesotan accent.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Follow this ridge, and then kind of cut down. We're gonna hit some trees and then drop down into that valley that's down there. And then from there, the trail kind of ends.
Nice.
And we're gonna have to pick our way up that grassy section.
Oh yeah, okay.
Hit the rocks kind of below that saddle and then push our way up to get onto the saddle, and that's gonna be where our second pass of the day is.
Sweet. Sick. Let's do it. Woo.
These views are awesome.
I know, they're wild. Really beautiful. Woo! We are picking our way through this meadow. I want to do a quick little shout out to one of the snacks that I'm eating, which is from a Canadian company called Exact, X-A-C-T. This is a chocolate wafer. I had the coconut one yesterday, and I think it might be my favorite like protein snack hiking bar that I have had in a very long time. So just quick little pause here to show you. Look at the inside of that. It's just straight up wafer cookie. It's really, really good. And now we are headed straight for our high point of the day, which you can see in the distance, that little pass. On our way down this little descent, Justin pointed out a fresh bear dig, but it's essentially a spot where a bear has been kind of pawing at the ground. So because of that, we've been calling out "Hey bear" every 200 meters or so, which basically sounds like this. Justin?
Hey there.
Hey bear!
Hey there.
Just like that. One to perk the ears, one to alert them, and then a couple extras because it's fun. Hey bear! I do love that we're often told when you're hiking in grizzly country to say "hey bear." I think a lot of us are like, "Hey bear, hey bear, hey bear." Like that's the instinct. But listening to Justin do it, he sounds like, I don't know, like he's like calling the kids home for dinner. He's like, "Hey bear. Hey bear. Hey bear." Woo. We are starting our second big climb of the day, which, if you remember, is the section where there's really no trail. I'm just gonna kind of keep my eye on my watch, keep following the path that it suggests, but it's definitely gonna be slow going, hard, and hard to navigate. Physically hard and hard to navigate. All sorts of hard. Looking for the cairns. I think we want to be up there, but I don't know how we get up there. We're hoping this gully will connect us back up with some kind of trail. It's at least going to trend in the right direction to take us towards the pass. Justin's favorite flower, this right here.
The grass of Parnassus.
Why is it your favorite?
You get like really close to it. It's a very like complex flower with like a lot of neat little like pistils and everything sticking off there.
Oh wow, pretty neat. The great grass of Parnassus. But the thing about this section of the Great Divide Trail, and really this entire day of this hike, is that not really enough people do it for it to be heavily impacted enough for there to be a clear trail. So it's kind of cool in a way to know that you can just find your own route in most sections, and that like wherever you step, plants will probably spring up and grow again very quickly. So just a reminder of how different and truly wild the Canadian Rockies are in comparison to what I'm used to. This could be a trail. We want it to be. Fun, 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 till Daddy took the trail away. Justin's farting back there. There's our pass. We just got to the edge of that little ridge. We're looking down in this gorge.
I think we could like go down, loop kind of around this steep part.
Yeah, right, like trace along here a bit.
Yeah.
And then go up. Yeah, it looks like this kind of like rolls.
Mm-hmm.
But if we go here, you're right, we can kind of skirt around, like loop.
Yeah, around this kind of high point here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
To the right. Okay. Woo-wee. This is gonna be a really, really hard section.
Yeah.
But we're ready. Let's do it. This is some of the slowest hiking I've ever done. It's just an absolute slog as we make our way up towards the pass. Woo! Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! We did it! High five! Oh, Miranda sandwich. This is our second pass of the day, and this is also the highest pass on the Great Divide Trail. And now we are making our way down towards our second campsite, which is going to be at Michelle Lakes. In typical Canada fashion, we have some very dark storm clouds rolling in, so we are going to try and pick our way down there pretty quickly. So shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, to camp. We still got a ways to go. The terrain out here is so rugged. It's really beautiful, and I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely been a very, very hard 2 days of hiking, but truthfully, it's been really fun. And that's always like the best of hiking, when it's a serious challenge, but an absolutely worthwhile one that can still be really enjoyable. Whoa! These are our lakes! Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. All right, time to make our way down to the lakes and find camp. We have officially arrived at Michelle Lake. Now, we're kind of skirting along the side of the lake to see if we can find a good spot for camp. It does seem like we might get a lot of wind tonight and potentially some rain early in the morning. So we're gonna try and get set up in a good spot with a little bit of protection, hopefully, so we can stay dry and not be blown over by wind. Marmots today. Wow, look at that, there's snow still. Okay, yeah, this is way more protected from the wind. Beautiful view of the lake, yeah. And surrounded by our friends the marmots. Welcome to camp! This tent has 2 hubs that attach to the underside of the poles. So there's one here, and there's one right in the center, right here. It's a cool concept, but the problem that I have with it is that your high point of the tent winds up being right here in the middle rather than closer to the head. So when you sit up in the tent, you have to be in the center, which is kind of annoying. But the nice thing about it is it does give you more interior volume, and I feel like that's kind of how they have made this tent a little bit more spacious, because it is very, very snug. Do you see how narrow the interior volume of the tent is? Like down here, the tent body kind of scoops inward. So you wind up with a good amount of space at the head of the tent, which is nice, but then it like scoops in on the sides, which is not nice. Some other tents that are like this one that have been, frankly, I think just like better designed, have these little attachment points on the front of the tent and the back here that allows you to attach it to your rain fly. So then when you like clip the rain fly, you can pull this wall out. But this tent doesn't even have a guy line there or anything to really allow you to get more interior volume. So, ooh. Okay, that's cool. I love a dual rollback door. I've not had a dual rollback door in a long time. That's cool. Okay, this is the best part about this sleeping pad. The stuff sack is the pump sack, and it's not like you don't stuff it this way, you stuff it this way. Genius! This is genius. Good job, mech. Well done, Canada. Boom. Last night I didn't really get a chance to show you all this pillow that I'm using. It's kind of bulky, packs down in this little bag. It is definitely larger than the pillows that I'm used to using, but it's so cozy. This is the deluxe pillow from Mech. This is the medium size, and this is one that Justin actually specifically recommended to me. He was like, deluxe pillow, it's the best, you gotta get it. And I think he's right. It's an air pillow, but it's also got some cushion in it, like a little layer of foam. Oh my God. I already kind of talked about this sleeping bag, but one thing I mentioned and didn't really show was the draft collar. What's really cool about this is that it really like wraps around your neck, so you have a lot of protection on either side. And I found that to be so warm last night. This, I think, made the biggest difference of all. And there we go, all set up for the night. Okay, I'm starved, so I think it's time to get some food. For dinner tonight, I have another meal that is actually from a Canadian brand called Happy Yak. Happy Yak is actually a company that I have tried before. They were selling in the US, but they recently stopped, which is kind of sad because all of their meals are really delicious. So yeah, I have the taco and tortilla mix, and obviously because you can't have taco and tortilla mix without tortillas, I also have tortillas. The one kind of like downside of most Happy Yak meals is that you have to cook them in a pot, and I have like a very strong aversion to cooking anything in a pot, so I chose this one based purely on the fact that you can just add water to the bag and just boil in the bag. We also had two folks join us who are currently hiking the GDT. So this is Ben and, shockingly, Miranda.
Another one.
Which I love. There we go. Wait, you brought two?
I brought two tubes
of
of
cheesies?
cheesies.
Wow, Justin, my hero.
Cheesies?
Obviously, cheesy, for sure.
Oh,
How we doing? It's like honker of a cheesy.
I've been waiting for 2 decades for my water to boil. It's taking a very long time. Because this little tiny stove that I'm using is probably not designed to be like very fast or very efficient or very good in wind. Now I'm like poo-pooing it, but you know, I think it is cool that Mech 1 makes a stove also at this like pretty good price point. And you know, it's lightweight. They call it the mini stove, so they could call it the like meh stove, and that maybe be a bit more accurate, but I can't get my food bag open. I feel like I'm having an emotional breakdown. What is going on?
I think it just needs to tear a little bit lower. Yeah, there you go. Magic.
Ah, yes, Canada.
These are
Also
garbage.
smarter. Thank you. Oh, it's boiling. Yes. Ooh, wow, this looks so good. It's okay.
Does it need a cheesy?
It might need a cheesy. Give me cheesy. Cheesy. I think that's gonna be the way. Cheesy was a bad idea.
Bad idea.
Yeah, that did not help. I would say this is not good as a taco tortilla mix. This is just like eat it and then have tortillas on the side because it's too runny. Honestly, not my favorite. Not that great. I've had better Happy Yak meals before.
The shrimp curry is very good.
Oh, the
Happy
shrimp
Yak.
curry is so good.
It's a good one.
But you have to cook it in a pot.
No, you don't. They say you do, but I've cooked it like 5 or 6 times just in the bag.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I should have gotten that one because that one's amazing.
Yeah.
Truly, Happy Yak shrimp curry, so good.
Cook it in the bag.
Cook in the bag. Very sadly, Happy Yak did sell in the United States for a while. They don't anymore. Order from Canada. What's a little tariff? Who cares?
Tariff between friends.
All right, I'm going to eat. Stop complaining about food. And then it's me about time to go to bed.
The nightmare fuel right there.
Yeah, I did not sleep that night.
Oh,
Yeah, you slept. Then you woke up and you're like, you're right. I was like, no. Anyway, I went back.
Big bags under your
We're
eyes.
secretly doing like hand puppets on the making a shadow on the wall.
I'll do moose next.
That was
That was a bad year for moose. What?
Yeah.
I'm finally in my tent, getting ready to go to sleep for the night. It actually wound up being a really lovely evening. It was really beautiful, it was dry, the wind died down. And then probably the coolest thing that happened tonight was that we actually had a couple join us who is currently hiking the GDT. This is actually their first big through hike that they are doing, and it is a really, really hard one. So it was pretty impressive and pretty cool to just hear some of their stories. So Ben and Miranda, if you're watching this, you're awesome, and thanks for having dinner with us. Last night I was a little bit chilly, so tonight I have dialed in my sleep system a little bit. I am actually going to sleep in my jacket, but right now I'm feeling pretty good and pretty comfortable in the Delphinus sleeping bag. We're going to have a nice morning at camp, hopefully, with minimal or no rain, and then we have a long and arduous hike out of here that is all downhill, but mostly just route finding. With that, I'm gonna get some sleep, and I'll talk to all of you in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Welcome to another rainy day in Canada. It rained all night last night. Because it is currently raining, I'm actually going to go ahead and start packing up my stuff in my tent. Really hoping the rain stops. I do not love hiking in rain, but it's also just part of the experience. Time to pack up.
Getting close to being fully packed up in here. I did just pull a weather report on my Garmin. Do you want to know what it says? 8 a.m. rain, 9 a.m. rain, 10 a.m. rain, 11 a.m. You get the idea. So we're going to be hiking out in the rain for sure. So I'm kind of taking some time in my tent here to get organized. One quick thing I wanted to show you is actually some of the snacks that I brought with me that I've been eating. We have a honey stinger salted caramel flavored waffle, an exact banoffee pie, an exact maple fruit bar, which is like a little gummy kind of, and then a Hornby organic chocolate espresso bar. All three of these brands, Exact, Honey Stinger, and Hornby, are all Canadian brands, but the only one that I've ever seen in the States is Honey Stinger. Exact and Hornby both have been really delicious, so I am thinking I'm gonna have to stock up on this stuff before I fly back. And the other thing that I have here is obviously all of my packets of LMNT, which have been a huge help. So before I get started hiking this morning, I am gonna pop another packet of LMNT into one of my Migos. For those of you who do not know, LMNT is my favorite electrolyte drink mix, and it's something that I absolutely swear by in my day-to-day life, as well as when I'm hiking and backpacking. LMNT is awesome for me to manage things like migraines and muscle cramps and fatigue due to dehydration. If you've ever experienced any of those symptoms while you're hiking or working out, I would highly recommend checking out LMNT. The flavor that I have here is mango chili, which is not one that I've mentioned very often before, but I've been absolutely loving it recently. So if you haven't yet tried LMNT, go to the link below, which is drinklmnt.com/Miranda Goes Outside. Place an order there and you'll get a sample pack of 8 sticks of LMNT. Okay, I'm gonna do the last final things in my tent here and then brave the rain for our final day of hiking in Canada. left our campsite and now we are at the choose your own adventure part of the hike, where we're just trying to make it up this pass. So Justin and I kind of talked about how we wanted to do that, how we wanted to navigate this, and opted to kind of make a little mini switchback in the scree field. So that's what we're doing. It's definitely gonna be hard going. My shoes are already soaking wet just from walking through all of the water and the mud. But I think that's just gonna be the name of the game today. Just wet and hard. The jokes write themselves. This is really going to be our only climb of the day. Once we get to that pass above us, which is our 4th pass of the trip, everything's going to be downhill through a creek bed until we reach the highway and the end of our hike. We are approaching the pass. The higher we get, the windier it gets, the harder it rains, and the colder the rain is. Now I'm definitely going back and forth between being like, wow, this is so incredible, what an experience, and being like, warm bed, hot chocolate, poutine, movies. It's really hard, I think, to truly, like, I don't know, show just how rainy and cold it is right now. But definitely really rough. There are the boys up ahead.
Righteous! Righteous!
Woohoo! 4th pass! Now they're down in this little gully. I'm hoping we start to get a better protection from the wind. It was pretty rough out there. Oh, well, we did it. We made it over our 4th pass. All right, shall we? We still have about 10 kilometers, so. So we came down off the ridge. We are now in tree coverage, which means much better wind protection. We are making our way along this creek bed for the rest of the hike out. Just trying to enjoy the beauty of it along with the physical challenge. All right, the hike continues. There go the boys. Beautiful little waterfall coming right across the trail. Ah! Awesome. I did get my shoe wet again though. Reached a little rope section. We have to basically navigate down this muddy, sandy section. Justin is going first, so that if something happens, it happens to Justin. Keep going. Yeah, oh, you got it. Nice. We have had some very sketchy sections of trail We are now walking through the woods, but rather than it being like a really nice little forest walk, there have been a few like hugely muddy and very steep sections. So yeah, this has definitely been very hard. And for me, very different than the type of hiking that we get in Washington. Justin, you've done, oops, you've done this hike before, twice,
Yes,
right?
Twice, yeah.
Is this like typical of a lot of backpacking and hiking in like Alberta? This type of like bushwhacky no trail thing?
If you get off like the very popular trails,
Yeah.
This is pretty typical, yeah.
Dang.
Like the rains definitely
Yeah.
make it a little bit tougher, but
Yeah.
pretty typical. It's like a lot of spots that aren't visited very often, like what we just hiked.
Yeah.
You get like trail for a bit, and then all of a sudden it's like everyone decided to just disperse, and then there's no trail for another
There's
little bit.
nothing.
We've kind of been seeing that as we come down. Like
Yeah.
you kind of guess, you're like, I bet people went that way. And
Yeah.
the trail right now has even been like different than the last 2 times I've done it because of the creek changing, and like we've seen some landslides, like where that rope section is. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty typical, like for just the mountain to fall into the creek.
Crazy. That's so wild. Is there anything that I should be aware of for the last 5 kilometers?
Once you get to the lower section, there's definitely like it's bear habitat. So I'm pretty sure I startled a bear last time I was in here, so we'll have to be on our toes a little bit.
Cool. Be very bear aware. Okay. Sick. Sounds good. Still an adventure, even as we approach the end. How does he do this? How do you go so quickly? Is that right? Well, I'm Gimli. Probably makes Rainer Gollum. Justin up there, literally skipping across the rocks, having no trouble whatsoever. So Justin just pointed out these little tiny red berries, and he told me that they're edible, but what did you say about them?
They're pretty disappointing. They're not good.
He said,
like chalk.
let's find out. He also said the redder the better, so I got the reddest one I could.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I didn't lie to you.
That tastes like chalk! That tastes exactly like chalk!
And it like coats your mouth like chalk.
Oh! Are you sure that's edible?
Yeah.
Is it good for anything?
Bears?
You see these plants? Little leaves, little red berries. You can eat them, but they taste so gross. So don't. Rainer, would you like to try some edible wild Canadian berries? They are edible. I promise. I'm not f***ing with you. You can just take all of them, pop them in your mouth.
All of these?
Yeah, just pop them in.
They're good.
Not great texture.
Go on, spit them out. We did too. I'm so sorry.
What's the texture like?
Like when they haven't, like when you see a concrete mixer and you just took a handful of that concrete and just went,
That's pretty accurate. That was fun. Let's go. Are we in Baratory now?
Oh yeah.
We're in a burn zone right now, and burn zones are often a great like growing ground or breeding ground for berries. So berries grow after a burn. Bears come and eat the berries, which makes burn zones bear territory. So we'll be hollering hey bear for our last 1.8 kilometers. Hello bear, look out, it is I. Hey bear, me say hey bear. Hey bear, come and me want to go home. Will burps scare them off? All right, 1 more kilometer and then we're out of here. 100 meters to go. or as we say in America, spitting distance. Whoa, civilization! Yay! Woo! We're back! Woo. Nice job!
We did it!
Woo, sandwich!
Woo! Good job, y'all.
Justin actually just took an e-bike that he had stashed in the woods here and rode it out along the highway back to the trailhead where we started to get his car. Oh, look who it is! Justin does it.
Thank you, man.
This is awesome.
Yeah, dude, thank
Good
you
trip.
so much. It was such a pleasure. I'm so glad we got to do this. So Justin is back to pick us up, which means it is time for all of us to head out of here. Huge thank you for planning this trip, for taking us out on our first ever backpacking trip in the Canadian wilderness.
Awesome.
This was, yeah, it was incredible. It was so beautiful. I gotta be honest, there were parts of it that I did not like, but most of it I really loved. It was definitely just like a totally different beast. So thank you so much. This was such a treat. If you want to check out the video that Justin made about this trip, go to his channel, which is Justin Outdoors. And if you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, especially if you are interested in backpacking the Great Divide Trail here in Canada, because Justin has some awesome content around that. Now it is time for us to talk about some gear. So let's get home. After trying out all of this gear from Canada's most popular outdoor retailer, there's definitely some stuff that stood out, but there's also some gear that I really didn't like. As you can see here, I actually don't have the tent with me, and that is because I opted to return it to MEC before I left Canada. I also returned the stove. It was fine, but it wasn't worth keeping. Now I did opt to keep the pack, but the more that I have looked at it and tried it and messed around with it, the more that I just feel that this pack is not for me. These side pockets are just kind of a bust in my opinion, and the like double strap around the boobs did not really feel great. However, there were a few things from MEC that I really loved, and the stuff that totally stood out was really the sleep system and these pants. Oh, hold for dog. MEC, your sleep system, absolutely awesome, so comfortable, and probably gonna be stuff that I use in the future. These pants, also really great. Sizing a little bit weird, but overall, I really love them, and they're really comfortable. That is what I thought of the gear that I tested from MEC, but there are two other products that are from Canadian companies that I also want to mention. This was my first time using an Arc'teryx rain jacket in a long time, and this thing kept me nice and dry. It's super light, and it was very comfortable and breathable. And the other thing is the Pika pot lid. This performed exactly as advertised, and it was really cool getting some tips on how to use this lid from Justin himself. So that concludes my test of gear that is made or designed in Canada, specifically focusing on stuff from Mountain Equipment Company. Now I know that there are tons of other Canadian brands that I didn't try and didn't mention, Durston being a really big one. And if you're from outside the US and you think I should test gear from your country, I'd love to know in the comments below. And also give me some ideas of what you think I should try out. All right, if you liked this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you outside. Bye.